welcome to the Kwakiutl exhibit for the Smithsonian American Indian Museum. Have a seat. Here we will be learning about the Kwakiutl Indians.
Whoa, slow down. What now?
The Kwakiutl is a funny name, but really fun to say. Kwakiutl.
Anyway, let's get back to why we're here in the first place.
We're going to start over here. At the shelter part of the display, the Kwakiutl lived in a cedar plank houses with bark roofs. They were made out of wood. Lots and lots of wood. Tons of wood.
Alright. I think they get that the houses were made out of wood. Yeah, alright, Emma. How many people do you think live in these houses?
Maybe 5?
Add a 0?
50? That's a lot of people.
I know, right?
They must have worked hard.
These houses could be as long as 100 feet. That's longer than a big semi-truck, so it must have been big. Okay, they had totem poles in front of their houses to hinder each member of the tribe. Their shelters were made out of wood, and they were called plank houses.
Moving on to the next section is about food. Yum.
Close your eyes. Imagine you're sitting at a humongous table that is so long you can't see the other end.
Then out of nowhere, a huge plate drops from the sky with all of your favorite foods on it. Open your eyes.
Raise your hand if you think that could happen.
Come on. Raise your hand if you wish that could happen.
That's what I thought.
The Kwakiutl probably wish that could happen too. They still have plenty of food though. The main sources of food were, does anyone know?
Elk?
No.
Berries?
No.
Deer?
No.
Moose?
No.
Oh.
Moose.
Berries.
Nuts.
Nuts.
Mink.
Beavers.
Berries. Nuts. Again.
Quiet, I think I've come to the conclusion that none of you know it's seals and fish.
Oh, 1, 2, 3.
Hey,
Daddy, I said that.
Read that.
Some of the food came from hunting and farming and from going in the woods and gathering. The Kwakiutl had homes, but they were made out of wood, and they were called plank houses.
It's time to see where these funny Indians lived on the map. To show you, we're going to do a fake potlatch.
A potlatch is a event where they dress up and tell stories, show off what they own, and trade with other tribes. Just do the dance.
Come on, Zeke. Come on out.
Zeke.
Come on. Right here. Right here.
So what's really good? Okay, so Izzy, go. Remember when we lived on Vancouver Island? I love that place. It was my favorite place we lived. Don't you agree? Totally, but we live here now on the Pacific North Coast.
All right, we got it.
Just go. Okay. As you saw, the Kwakiutl lived in many places. Some today still live on Vancouver Island, but we'll get into that later. This map shows where the Kwakiutl Indians lived. They lived on the Pacific Northwest coast, and the region they lived in was the Coastal Range. It's time for the clothing.
Javion.
During warm weather, women wore cedar bark aprons, waterproof basket caps, and cedar bark ponchos in the rain.
Men wore well was a really strong word because men wore long.
During cold weather, both women and men wore the same thing, garments made of animal skins and furs.
The type of clothing of the Kwakiutl tribe wore was from cedar bark and animal skins.
Time for the resources. Resources were very important to the Native Americans. When they killed an animal, they used every single part of it, so none of the animal went to waste.
The most important resources were the natural and capital resources.
Some of the natural resources included
Berries, rivers, and cedar trees. Selfish deer and moose.
Fish, seal.
Interrupts me on how about you let the kids guess?
Okay, does anyone know?
Raise your hands if you know.
Wait,
Say the question.
Okay. Wait. Going back.
Does anybody know?
Natural resources. Any of the natural resources. Yes.
Cedar trees.
Trees. Okay.
Moose.
Moose.
Hardly.
The water from the lakes.
Yep.
I'm counting berries.
Why?
shellfish.
Wait, I skipped too far. Okay. Okay.
The capital resources were canoes,
Tools, arrows, totem poles, ears, weapons, sealskin, whale oil, ropes, plates, and spoons.
Of course, there were more, but those are main ones. Okay, resources done.
The most important resources were the natural and the capital. The most important capital resource was canoes, tools, arrows, totem poles, wares, weapons, sealskins, whale oil, ropes, plates, and spoons. The most important natural resources were berries, rivers, cedar trees, shellfish, deer, moose, fish, seals, ocean whales, arca, seagrass, elk, salmon, and whale bones.
Whale.
Whale bones.
Time for the geography and climate.
the Kwakiutl had lots of
You gonna do it?
No, he doesn't.
You're gonna do it?
Do it. Through the next one. They had lots of wet rain and lots of trees. They also had a mild climate, many rivers, and most lived in present-day British Columbia and northeast Vancouver Island.
It was very humid with rain, and the land was covered with evergreen, cedar forest, and hills.
Close your eyes and imagine what we just described. You're running down a hill in the pouring rain, trying to get back into your house where it's dry.
Open your eyes.
Could you feel the rain on you, dripping down your face like a little mini river?
It's weird when you put yourself in their shoes.
Okay, the Kwakiutl had plenty of rain, and the weather. Where's the feather? Yeah.
It disappears.
The Kwakiutl had plenty, and the weather was mild and not too hot and not too cold. The Kwakiutl would still go out into the rain to go hunt for food.
The last part is how the Kwakiutl are today.
You would think that the Kwakiutl are gone, right?
Think again.
Just because these people lived long ago doesn't mean they're gone now.
Most of the Kwakiutl still live on Vancouver Island today.
They sometimes still do hot lunches.
They earn their living doing a variety of jobs. Many work in fishing or whale businesses, and others work in stores or offices.
These kids learn the Kwakiutl language at school.
Okay, it's down here. Today, some of the Kwakiutl still live on Vancouver Island. Sometimes they still do potlatches. They earn their living doing a variety of jobs. Many work in fishing or whale businesses, and others work in stores or offices. You would start.
Now, if you want to see more, come over here and look at
The pots.
the pots, trade, and compare and contrast. If you want to go up, come over here.
And the Iroquois were different by the Kwakiutl because they had 3 sisters, corn, beans, and squash. They hunted black bears. They lived in a longhouse. They both had in common, they both lived in a wooden house. They both hunted deer. And the Kwakiutl is different because they had seals to eat, beavers, mink, and they lived in a plank house and danced funny.
Okay, you can come up and read this out loud if you want to, or you can just sit quietly and read it.
And here's what they traded. They traded pots, plates, and canoes.
There's something at the end too.
Thank you for coming to the Kwakiutl exhibit. We hope you learned a lot and had a great time.
Bye.
I think I got close.